Let's talk vinyl.
Indie rocker Mike Fox is cracking open his record collection, one album at a time. If you're listening on a regular podcast app, you'll get the vinyl talk, but if you want the full experience, music and all, smash that link in the show description and tune in on Mixcloud. Here's your host, Mike Fox.
Oh boy. Wow. Greetings, vinyl lovers. Welcome back to Let's Talk Vinyl. I'm your host, Mike Fox. Are you feeling all right? Oh boy, I sure am. After playing that killer opening track from the Kaiser Chiefs. Now, how are you feeling? You feeling all right after listening to that? That's if you're listening on Mixcloud. Now, so far I've done classic vinyl on the first 3 episodes of Let's Talk Finally. Is that a word? Let's talk vinily. But today I'm actually going to go a bit contemporary, actually very contemporary, and indie as well. Catch my drift, as this is an episode about the latest album by the Kaiser Chiefs. It came out in 2024. Title is Easy 8th Album, and boy, it is an easy 8th album. Very easy listening. That's right, the Leeds lads are back. And this time, they've teamed up with none other than Nile Rodgers for a quite slick, funky, and very unexpected sound that still keeps that indie rock edge going. Now, from the opening track, you can feel that Nile Rodgers production all over it, with the clean guitar lines, the tight rhythms, and the frontman, Ricky Wilson. The way his vocals ride right up to the top, like he owns the night. Now think rock club meets disco floor. Sometimes a bit too much, I think, though, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. That doesn't change, though, how I feel about the album as a whole. I do like this album. Otherwise, I wouldn't do an episode on Kaiser Chiefs' Easy 8th album. Now, if you've never heard of these guys before, if this is your introduction to the Kaiser Chiefs, they are an English indie rock band from Leeds. They actually started out as Runston Parva back in '96. Then they switched to Parva in 2000, releasing their debut album, 22, and in 2003. Later that same year, they settled on the name that we know them as today. Then again, for those of you who know who they are, because some people don't know who Kaiser Chiefs are. But the lineup has mostly stayed the same over the years, with Ricky Wilson on vocals and Andrew White on guitar, Simon Ricks on bass, and Nick Peanut Baines on keyboards. You see, they all have fun with all these nicknames they have for each other. Now, the only major change was in 2013 when VJ Mystery took over on drums after founding member Nicky Hodgson had left in late 2012. Now, let me cut to the chase. Again, I dig this album. I totally dig it. There are some great tracks that I actually handpicked myself to play on the Mixcloud version of this episode. Now, as much as I love the opener, Feeling All Right, so groovy it is. I was hoping for more rock throughout the whole record, but there are some pure rock tracks with that pure indie sound, and I'm going to play those songs. But I'll be honest with you, I hadn't listened to any music from the Kaiser Chiefs since a single they dropped way back in 2016 called Falling Awake, up until now. But this album shows them taking a new direction, but still having fun and still being true at the same time. Such a great balance. There's still some edge to this album, though. Track 4 on side 1, called The Job Center Shuffle, is proof of that. That track features Hack Baker. Now, tracks like Beautiful Girl and Jealousy show the band flexing some real songwriting muscle. But as a whole, I would describe the hooks in this album as sharp and the lyrics definitely more mature, and yet it's still undeniably Kaiser Chiefs. Now, you'll catch yourself singing along by the second chorus, guaranteed. Now, is it their best album? Maybe not, but it's definitely their boldest. It's very polished without losing personality. And on vinyl, man, whoo, it sounds rich and alive, like they're playing right into your living room. It's definitely worth owning on vinyl. I was actually going to pick Beautiful Girl as the next track to drop the needle on, but there was another song that was really grabbing me more than that one. Now, since I opened with a more pop-oriented number, I decided that the next song I'm going to play is a song called Reasons to Stay Alive, which is the first track on side number 2. All in all, Kaiser Chiefs' Easy 8th album is a must-spin for any collector who loves their rock, a little bit funky, a little bit cheeky, and a whole lot of fun. Now, this is how it happened. How I ended up doing an episode on this album was I was in my favorite vinyl record shop here in Pennsylvania in Quakertown, a place called Record Revival in Quakertown. It's only open 3 days a week because it's inside an indoor flea market. Now, for those of you who know me, I shop on the cheap when it comes to vinyl. And believe it or not, this new album, newish, 2014, was in the discount rack. So I admit I cheated a little bit before purchasing the record. Now, it was sealed in plastic, which means it's never been played before until I put it on my turntable. But I did cheat a bit. I put on this song on my phone. I looked it up, and I was like, okay, I'm buying this. That's a good way to buy vinyl, by the way. You can always pull up the songs on a streaming app, and I loved what I heard enough to buy it. So I put that bad boy on my Audio-Technica turntable the next day, and when I heard that groovy, funky opener, feeling all right, and I said, yes, this album is fantastic, and that opener does make me feel all right. That's what music's all about. And the vinyl pressing, it's solid, warm tones, crisp highs, and that unmistakable analog magic. Plus, I mean, who could turn down that throwback collage vibe? It just screams Britpop kids who grew up and still know how to party. Now, if you see it at your local shop, grab it. Please do. This one's made for dancing barefoot on a Friday night with a glass of something. Even if it's just orange juice. All right, well, you know what? That's it for Let's Talk Vinyl. So please don't forget to follow the show, spin responsibly, and support your local record store. Now, I'm going to close out this episode with the closing track from the Kaiser Chiefs' Easy 8th album, a really awesome song called The Lads. Until next time, keep that needle steady and your soul loud.
If you want the full experience, music and all, go ahead and smash that link in the show description and tune in on Mixcloud, where you'll hear 3 uncompressed tracks straight from the record for free, baby. That's right, free on Mixcloud.